I don't know. I don't really like babies. Not that I don't like them. It's just that they're not really fun when they're young. They cry a lot. But once they get to like the age 2 or 3, they're pretty awesome. And I like them like that. So that's kind of my thoughts on babies. But not saying I'm not excited to have my own baby someday, but just them in general just doesn't excite me. But when they get to that fun age, then I like them. And that's why I like to become a teacher and work with kindergartners or first graders or middle schoolers. I don't know. So that's my thoughts on kids.
Oh, really? I thought it was the other way around.
I'd also like to make a comment on what Matt Harsh said about babies. Even though guys say they don't care, all guys really do want to have a son. Even like the first one, all guys really do want to have first son. I think myself, obviously you're happy with whatever you end up, like boy or girl, but deep down you always want to have that boy first. It's just what it is. Okay. Well, I was born on February 26th in 1992 in North St. Paul, Minnesota. I have an older brother, 4 years older than me, named Drew, and he was a good brother. He was nice to me. He was a good role model. Growing up, we played a lot of football outside, basketball. We just got busy outside. Then at age 5, I moved from the cities to Worthington, Minnesota. I lived there until I was in 8th grade. Then after that, I moved up to Aberdeen, South Dakota. Growing up, my dad worked for UPS, where he was a manager and stuff, but he was busy, and he wasn't around a lot. He was busy working, so he usually leave early in the morning, and he wouldn't be back till 8 o'clock, 7, 8, 9, kind of depends on the season. So it was really just me, my brother, and my mom worked a lot too, but she was around. So we spent a lot of time at the YMCA playing basketball. We were always the last kid to get picked up because our mom was always late. But that was just how she was. She was always busy working, and yeah. A good memory from my childhood was when I was 5 years old. For my 5-year-old birthday, 5th birthday, we went to the movies in theater. Space Jam, great movie. I like to call it Space Jams, even though it's not right. Billy will always correct me on that, because that's what Billy likes to do, correct. But Space Jam, it's a great movie. I have it on VHS. I haven't watched it this year, but I probably will. We also moved when I was 5. We moved on my birthday, actually, so that was pretty neat. And that was my childhood, you know. All right, well, it's 7 o'clock. You know, I'm on duty tonight. It's my night to do rounds as an RA. I don't really do a whole lot. I'm pretty easygoing. Just one of the nicer guys. So, you know, here's where we go. We're just gonna walk down the hall. That's all we do. Make sure there's no one breaking rules. That's about it. You get some loud music sometimes, but hey, it's not quiet hours, so we let that fly right now. If it was 11, I'd be laying down the law. But we don't need to do it right now. Last time I was poking my head inside of my residence. Oh, hey, Landon.
Hey,
How are you doing today?
I'm doing good. How are you doing?
That's good. What are you up to?
Just opening some mail. Got back from class.
Good.
About to go up on the computer and book a flight.
Good.
Yep.
Good, well, just keep it easy.
Sweet. You too, man.
This one time in high school, me and a group of guys, we were from the cross country team. It was during cross country season. There was a guy from a school in Roosevelt, Sioux Falls, Roosevelt, that I don't know if we didn't like him. He was just kind of cocky. So we decided that it'd be funny if we prank called him. And I don't know if we really knew what we were doing. We were on the bus trip coming back from some meet. And we decided to prank call and act like we were a coach at a Division I school.
I was the coach, so I was the one talking to him. I remember I pretended that my name was Jim Hartland. Why that name? I don't know. It sounded professional. We were calling from the University of Oklahoma or whatever, and we called the kid and acted like we were our coach and we had heard about him and we were really interested in recruiting him. And he was pretty excited. He really thought we were serious, and so we called him that one time, and it went well. He thought we really were. And then we didn't call him for a couple weeks, but then we called him again after another meet. And once again, he thought it was real because he was at the Mall of America at the time because they're at the Roy Griak meet. So he's like, oh, just give me a second. I'm going to leave. It's really noisy out here. So he went to a quiet place, and we talked for a little while. And yeah, he really thought we wanted him to come to our college. And then eventually, I think it was after the state meet, we told him that we were Jim Hartland, and that was a joke, and he wasn't overly happy about it. And then there wasn't really a fight about it or anything, but then there was a Facebook thing that happened, like there was a picture and then some name calling happened, and it got pretty intense, but it was all in good fun. And now the kid, I don't know what happened to him, but he really didn't turn out so well. Right now, there's a lot of important things in my life. I think the most important things right now in my life, obviously, would be school's number one, or one of the number one things. There's a couple number ones. School's important to me. I obviously want to do well in school, and obviously do well, and so I can get a good job someday as a teacher. Track is also very important to me right now. Our coach really pushes sleeping, and I sleep a lot now. Maybe not, I don't get a lot of sleep, but lately I had to go to school early, so I go to bed early, so I'm kind of a loser, I guess you could say, where I usually try to get in bed around 10:30 and be asleep by 11. I mean, as a college student, who does that? I feel like I'm a 50-year-old person who watches the news and goes to bed after that. But so that's obviously something that's important to me right now. Family is very important to me. I'm very close to my mom and dad. They're important to me as, I don't know, they just play a role in my life, which is pretty cool. Another big thing that's important in my life is religion, God. I guess not so much religion, but like a relationship with God and Jesus and stuff like that. It's really been something that's big now, and it's really grown since probably coming here to the USF. It was something important in my life before that, but I think since being here, I've gotten around a good group of friends, core friends, who that is important to them, and that it's really rubbed off on me, and that's something that I take very seriously now. And those are probably the main important things in my life. Friends are important. Besides that, those are the more important things. So, yeah. Billy Brockmuller, or as he would like to be called, William Brockmuller, was my roommate my freshman year of college. He was a good roommate. We got along really well. We had a lot of the same importance things in our lives, I guess. He was a good roommate. He was really nice. He shared a passion for cereal, which was nice. We almost started a cereal club, but that is a story for a different time. That's an epic story, but we'll get to it sometime in this documentary. Me and Billy also enjoy doing Mario Kart racing with other friends. He's really good at it, too good. Billy likes to do homework a lot, like I do. We're very studious, which is nice. Billy was a good roommate for me. Coming to college, I don't know what I really had in mind for what I was going to do socially in my life. Billy was a good influence on my life because he kind of knew what he wanted to do. And coming to college, in college, everyone's like, oh, can party and do those type of activities, which everyone knows what I'm talking about. And coming to college, I didn't really know. I was away from my parents. I figured this would be a time that I could do some things like that, probably. But Billy kind of kept me in check. Not really that he kept me, like he was like, you shouldn't do stuff like that, but just like we did activities together and kept me accountable, kind of, that we just bonded well, that I didn't want to do that stuff because I didn't think it was cool, I guess. And since that point, me and Billy have been good friends, and we're not roommates anymore because I'm an RA, but we hang out a lot. He spent the night in my room a couple times, and we still bond. We have track practice and cross country practice together all the time, and so me and Billy are good. His brother Bobby, also pretty cool. They're twins. They don't look like it. Billy's the meaner twin. Bobby's so nice, and Billy's this aggressive one. But they've gotten better, they say. I don't know if they really have. Billy's still the mean one. One time at a meet, we were in a hotel, and they fought. It was an epic fight. They fought for like 10 minutes, but Billy eventually won.